Bangor. From the Great Northwoods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, a defense attorney in a manslaughter trial is arguing that doctors rushed to declare an inaccurate cause of death.
Plus, we'll see how several trails in Acadia National Park have been disturbed by vandals.
And we'll also see footage of some bison that were on the loose yesterday in Fort Fairfield as they weaved in and out of traffic. Quite the video there.
Definitely. Yeah. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for tuning in today. Well, we do have another bit of a snowstorm heading our way. Should start around this area around noon today, but shouldn't be a big deal. Although you may want to call ahead if you plan to go out today because there are some cancellations and that sort of thing.
Right. I know it's the battles between the schools. Some are canceling, some aren't.
Not so much around this area at this point, although there are a few cancellations up here, but the further south you go, and that makes sense because they'll be getting more snow than us.
Yep, it's moving up. Yeah. Here's Devin Biggs with the forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. With a large supply of ammo and stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. All right, let's get into things this morning. The winter weather advisories have been expanded. They've even issued a few winter storm warnings off to the south and west as well. Those winter storm warnings will expire Wednesday morning at around 4 a.m. The winter weather advisory until about 9 a.m., at least here in parts of Washington County. And further down to the south as well, more advisories continue to get issued as well. We'll at least pull up one of them right now. It looks like we're also dealing with a small craft advisory closer toward the shoreline, and that'll remain up until about 5 a.m. on Wednesday. And this right here is also a gale warning until about 9 p.m. as we head towards Tuesday. So later on tonight, in other words, though, so we do have some active weather that we do have our eye on. But for now, we're watching snow that's developing right now, tracking from the southwest, going to the north and east, moving in very slowly. So the western parts of the state will see this before noon today. Then Bangor by about the midday period, then everyone else afternoon will start seeing us moving in from the west going toward the east. Let's zoom things out and give you the bigger picture. Here's that system right here moving from the west going toward the east. We'll get some snowfall on the way before we're all finished up. So your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, increasing cloud snow showers getting going during the afternoon period. Temperatures in the 20s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All right, thank you, Devin. The manslaughter trial of a Brewer man accused of killing his infant son began on Monday. A.J. Douglas heard from the defense attorney who argues doctors rushed to an inaccurate cause of death in the case.
Monday, during opening statements, the prosecution and defense attorneys shared details surrounding the day Jaden Harding abruptly stopped breathing at only 6 weeks old.
Ronald Harding did not injure his son, and he did not kill his son. He is innocent.
She cradled Jaden and then handed him to Ronald Harding in the living room. She did not know that that would be the last time. Kayla, believing that Jaden was safe in his father's care.
Kayla Hartley, the mother of Jaden Harding, described Jaden as fine and being a normal baby. Yet in the matter of minutes, a routine school night getting her older children ready for bed, turning into a night spent at Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center in Bangor. Defense attorney William Ash says hospital notations indicate Jaden had trouble breathing in the days leading to his traumatic death.
Before we resort to pointing to the parent, every medical stone should be turned over, and in this case it wasn't.
Jaden was pronounced brain dead June 1st, 2021. Multiple medical professionals testified at the Penobscot Judicial Center in Bangor that Jaden suffered bleeding inside the brain, causing him to become unresponsive, determining that Jaden experienced brainstem dysfunction due to non-accidental shaken impact.
The doctors who tried to save Jaden's life will tell you that Jaden died of a devastating brain injury. The question is, how does a baby go in seconds from alert and healthy to unresponsive and limp?
The defense continues to argue that doctors did not consider any other possible causes for death and have wrongfully accused his client. In Bangor, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A Presque Isle man has been arrested on numerous charges, including domestic violence assault. Maine State Police say on February 14th, troopers responded to an Alton residence for what was reported as a stabbing incident between two males. During the investigation, though, troopers discovered there had not been a stabbing, but there had been a knife presented as a threat. Troopers found that Robert Bowring of Presque Isle had assaulted his ex-girlfriend, who also had a protection order from abuse against him. He was also on 2 sets of bail due to previous arrests. During this incident, police were initially unable to find Bowring, and after a few hours, troopers received another call from a resident who was concerned about a person in their chicken coop. Upon arrival to the chicken coop, there was no one inside, but there were fresh tracks in the snow back to the residence where the initial call was placed. After following the footprints, the trooper asked the victim to search their residence, and they found Bowring hiding in the attic. He was arrested and transported to the Penobscot County Jail, where he's booked on multiple charges, including domestic violence assault.
Well, meanwhile, the National Park Service is investigating vandalism in Acadia National Park. They're looking for the person who sprayed red paint along several trails. The graffiti consisted of red blazes spray painted on trees, rocks, and rock formations. They were sprayed on Spring, Southridge, Penobscot East, and Deerbrook trails. Park officials say the paint could confuse visitors who should be following the blue blazes, which are maintained by the National Park Service. The staff is now working to remove the paint. People who have information about the crimes are also encouraged to submit an anonymous tip or call 207-288-8791.
Emergency crews were called to the scene of a car crash in front of the Brewer High School just after 1 p.m. yesterday afternoon. Brewer police say a car driven by Robert Cameron pulled out of the high school parking lot, hitting an oncoming car. The driver of the oncoming car was transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Cameron was treated at the scene. Investigators on the scene say Cameron will be cited for pulling out into traffic.
Bangor City Council has approved the new Tenants' Rights Ordinance. It's designed to protect renters from unfair fees and practices while also helping to keep more people in their homes. Landlords will still be allowed to raise rent, but they'll have to give tenants a 60-day notice. The measure also limits fees that landlords can charge prospective tenants for background checks and credit reports. That $75 fee can only be charged to people who become actual tenants and must be paid with the first month's rent.
In her visit to Oxford Hills Technical School yesterday, Governor Mills presented a $15 million grant for several career and technical education schools, or CTEs, in Maine. It's part of her larger goal to preemptively boost the trades workforce by having high schoolers explore their options of hands-on careers, everything from becoming a chef to an EMT or a plumber. The governor says the $15 million will be spread across 4 CTEs, including Oxford Hills, and will help build new facilities or add to existing ones. Oxford Hills is receiving $2 million for a major upgrade.
We're looking at a building of approximately 6,000 square feet. It'll be right out here on this campus. We'll have 3 classrooms, shop space for plumbing and electrical.
We have a lot of lawyers, accountants, real estate professionals, but try to find a plumber, electrician, a welder. Bath Iron Works is always looking. Help wanted signs are out.
Different. It's a lot different than learning in a classroom.
Under the Mills administration, the budget expanded funding for CTEs and touted a 300% increase in exploratory program enrollment for freshmen and sophomores. Her most recent plans are also designed to focus on middle school programs. Near 10,000 Maine students are getting a taste of the trades, with hopes they find a career path they like and stick with it.
Well, according to Penobscot Community Healthcare, a pre-audit showed a nearly $4 million financial deficit accrued in 2022. That follows a financial gain in 2021 of $200,000. The healthcare company says that it's due in large part to regular patient visits being down. Pre-pandemic, PCHC had about 65,000 regular patients a year. Currently, that number is down to around 60,000. The company says it is continuing to look at all areas of the business and working to ensure that they are focusing on and able to meet their mission for the long term.
The Searsport wastewater facility has been awarded more than $2 million for upgrades. The announcement came from Senator Collins, King, and Representative Golden earlier yesterday. The funds come from the USDA's Rural Development Program and will be used to change Searsport's treatment facility from a primary treatment facility to a secondary facility with tertiary treatment for disinfection. The investment will also be used to upgrade all 8 of the town's pump stations. The wastewater treatment upgrades are required to meet the conditions of the Maine Department of Environmental Protection's draft discharge permit.
Well, an update now on the Hamden Municipal Review Committee. The executive director says they are considering bids. Michael Carroll says a solicitation letter was sent out looking for new investors of the Hamden Waste Facility. Back in January, Revere Capital Advisors was not able to complete the closing and also did not have the next financial investment for the MRC to remain on track to reopen the trash plant. So after sending out a dozen letters to potential investors, Carroll says the MRC received more than half of them back. It is expected that the board will be able to vet the candidates and have some more concrete news by the week of March 6th. We know many towns are hopeful to have this resolved so the trash processing plant can reopen this year. Still in limbo there, waiting to see whether or not it will reopen or not. In the meantime, I think they're still sending all the trash to PERC.
Right. So it seems like a week from now we'll be able to have another update on that.
Yeah.
The time is now 8:10. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, a local preservation committee has popped up in the town of Patton. It has an uphill battle ahead of them as they work to collectively preserve one of the town's oldest buildings.
But first, another check of our weather forecast. Snow will be developing as the day moves along. The highs will be up near 29 degrees. Snow on and off throughout the night tonight, with lows dropping down to 23. The snow will come to an end tomorrow, and we'll have a mild day tomorrow with temperatures up around 40.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
When you've experienced fire and smoke damage in your home, when pipes break and you have water everywhere, when you're concerned about your family's health because of mold, you need a friendly face to take care of it all. You need the friendly faces of Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. We're just a click or call away. Whatever life throws at you, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is here for you. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. Find new experiences. Find new roads. Get 2.99% financing for 5 years on all 2022 Silverado 1500 pickups, or get $1,250 cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $2,500 cash allowance.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
What started with 16 celebrities
do not give up
is now down to 4. And Fox Wednesday.
Getting to the end doesn't mean you've passed the course.
On the season finale, they'll face the most grueling challenge yet.
Interrogation.
Will anyone make it through?
I don't like you.
Good God.
You need to see the doctor. You lied.
They're going to be in for a very rude awakening.
I'll make your life a misery.
Special Forces World's Toughest Test. Season finale Wednesday on Fox.
The Piscataquis County Emergency Management Agency recently received some new life-saving tools. The county applied for Homeland Security grants that allowed them to purchase 18 automated external defibrillators, or AEDs. The portable life-saving devices provide aid those experiencing cardiac arrest events, and according to the emergency management director, having these units spread out through the county will make response times a lot faster.
You never know who's going to be closest. It could be a deputy, it might be a fire engine, or it could be in Monson. They're actually putting them up very close to doors which have keypad entries, and a lot of the town staff have those keypad numbers.
The cost of the devices totaled nearly $15,000, with all of the money coming from the Department of Homeland Security. The units will be in place the next few weeks.
A local preservation committee in Patton is seeing an increase in support to keep its local Baptist church building and make it a local landmark. Our Matthew Jurancic has the story.
In wake of Patton's select board voting to demolish the Baptist church, The Save the Church Preservation Committee is seeing an uptick in support in its fight to preserve the building.
I'm receiving lots of communication from people from different states, cheering us on and explaining how some of those things have happened to them and not to give up, but keep trying.
The church was built in 1845, 3 years after the town of Patton was found. The select board announced in September that they were going to flatten the church and replace it with a small park designated as a veterans memorial.
I've had several calls of people inquiring about our next meeting. It really is as if people are coming out of the woodwork.
Patton Select Board Chairman Cody Brackett says he's noticed the increase in support the group's been receiving, but has yet to see a good plan.
We're going to move forward with that. I've talked to the other board members, and unless we get some kind of major updates to show otherwise that a party has a viable plan to bring this building around and give it a really good use, they would have to do a real comprehensive plan, and present it.
Brackett says if the group can provide a way to address the problems with the church building, he'll consider their plan and see if he can work with them. As the conversation continues, Maine Historic Prevention Coordinator Michael Goebelbane says there are ways the Preservation Committee can strengthen its case to preserve the church.
Once they get it listed, one option they have is there are some grants out there that help with the preservation of these buildings.
In Patton, Matthew Juronsik reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The Levant Corner Store is now under new ownership. After 13 years of running the convenience store, Jamie and Jason Clark of Bangor announced they have sold the Levant Corner Store to new owners. In a social media post, Jamie Clark shared that it was time to focus on new endeavors.
COVID has kind of made everybody step back and think about what's really, really important. And when we started this 13 years ago, we had a 4-year-old and a newborn. And now our 4-year-old is driving and our newborn is going middle school. And we want to soak up every minute that we can.
The Clarks say they wish the new owners, Nishant and Parth Patel, all the best with the store.
We'll take a look at this video from Fort Fairfield. Mandy DeWitt posted this video that she took around 8 o'clock Monday morning. She was riding down from Fort Fairfield on the Fort Fairfield Road when she saw this group of bison escorting a school bus down the road. This isn't the first time that it's happened up there, but it is always a sight when it does. Local police say they were trying to contact the owner without any luck yesterday, and at last report, officials were able to capture 2 of the bison escapees, but one was still on the loose out there. They're urging people to stay away from the animal if they do see it. Apparently some volunteers actually went over to the landowner's home and repaired some holes in the fence, so hopefully it will keep them inside unless they decide they want to get out again, because they can pretty much do what they want to, you know.
Definitely the thing that would make you blink a little
Yeah,
hard
imagine
at
seeing
8
that.
o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
Have I had enough coffee yet? Am I seeing what I'm seeing?
Just don't get in its path.
Right,
you know.
right. Yeah, it's best to not keep driving and just stop your car. Well, the time now is 8:18. After the break, the ice disc in Westbrook that raised international attention in 2019 is back again. We'll have footage of that.
That and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
If you're eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, a Medicare Advantage plan from Anthem Maine Health can come with all the benefits you want and 0 compromises. Just go to anthemmainehealth.com/answers or call 855-753-3928 for a one-on-one Medicare plan review. Ask about our $0 monthly premium plans that include dental, vision, and hearing coverage, along with transportation, a free gym membership, and $0 copay for prescriptions, all for 0 extra cost. Plus, you could be eligible for extra benefits to help you save even more. We have plans with up to $2,500 a year to help you pay for over-the-counter health items, groceries, and living expenses like cell phone, electric, or water bills, all on a single prepaid MasterCard you can use at thousands of locations nationwide. Call Anthem Maine Health at 855-753-3928 or visit anthemmainehealth.com/answers and get a Medicare Advantage plan with 0 compromises for you and your wallet.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter. Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Well, the Aroostook Center Mall in Presque Isle has closed indefinitely. In a press release from the general manager, Bruce Brigham, said effective February 27th, that was yesterday, the Aroostook Center Mall is closed until further notice due to non-payments for electric and water. The responsibility to pay for these services lies with the organization Kohan Retail Investment Group. Brigham said in the press release that every attempt to communicate with the organization has failed, and he's left with no other option than to close. He said, quote, "I'm embarrassed that I work for a company that would do this to their tenants, customers, employees, and the community that they're supposed to serve," unquote.
Well, take a look at this one. The Westbrook Ice Disc is back on the Presumscot River. You may remember back in 2019 when a giant, perfectly formed ice circle gained some international attention. Westbrook city officials say the disc forms from the churning current created by the waterfall north of the disc, which flows a little differently now since the city removed a dam a few years ago. And while this new disc hasn't created quite the stir as the one did a few years ago, locals tell us they're impressed by the sight.
Well, the first year when it was a huge phenomenon, I felt fortunate that I was out here right away because like I say, I have a property here. And other than that, it was just cool to see it. I brought my grandkids once to see it. I still stop when I notice it because it's unique. Yeah, it's just cool to see it. This floating iceberg in the middle of the river.
The wildlife seemed to like it too. They're just kind of nice little place for them to perch.
A good fishing spot for them.
Yeah.
I wonder if as we see more dams being removed, that may be something that happens elsewhere.
Yeah, maybe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The time now is 8:22.
Time to get a full look at our forecast with Devin.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. With a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. Here we are this morning. We have advisories in effect. Let's break all this down. We have winter weather advisories posted until about 9 a.m. on your Wednesday, at least here in Washington County. Further off towards the south and west, a winter storm warning posted until 4 a.m. on Wednesday for the snow that's going to be moving in. Some significant accumulations taking place there. And we're going to be watching for these alerts along the coastline as well, courtesy of this system, mainly courtesy of the wind as well. So closer toward the shoreline here, we do have a small craft advisory that's posted until about 5 a.m. on Wednesday. Then this other shade right here in my hand's that is a gale warning posted until about 9 p.m. as we head towards the Tuesday, so we do have our eye on that as well. So let's take a look at the wave heights right now, right around 3 to 4 feet according to some of the buoys. So we'll see this increasing, especially with our next system is starting to move in now. And with that in mind, though, we're seeing it still moving in from the west, going toward the east. Doesn't look like much, at least at this point, but we'll see accumulating snow starting in the western parts of the state pretty much now. It'll drag off towards the north and east throughout the daytime period. Bangor, by about midday, you'll start to see some of this, then off towards the north and east afternoon as we do proceed forward. Here's the system right here, tracking from the southwest going toward the north and east. We'll get this through later on tonight, and then by tomorrow we'll have a little bit more snow, mainly during the morning period, but we'll melt some snow as well as temperatures make it into the lower 40s. So futurecast for today, by about midday or so, we'll start seeing this moving in toward the Bangor area and beyond. Further off towards the east, we'll see the snow moving through. Everyone in the state will see some kind of snow before we're all finished up. By Wednesday morning, a few leftover snow showers. We'll get that out of here, and the clouds will break up for a while to reveal some sunshine. And then by Wednesday evening, more clouds begin to move in as we have another system that will begin to move in. This one could be a rain-snow mixture, though, with a warmer temperature profile to keep an eye on. So with this system that we have our eye on, we're going to be watching in general, but for about 4 to 6 inches in a few spots before we're all finished up. with lesser amounts further off towards the north and east, maybe around 2 to 4 inches, at least in the eastern parts of the state, but 4 to 5, maybe up to 6 inches further off towards the south and west before we're all finished up there. And then there's another system we have our eye on as well, and we have to watch that system now as we head towards your Thursday morning with rain is still possible there. And then another system on the way as we do head toward the weekend. This one looks a little bit more impressive now with this run, so we'll need to keep an eye on this, especially as we head towards your Saturday. Forecast for today, 29 degrees, snow likely 1 to 3 inches, east wind at about 25 miles per hour. By tonight, 23 degrees, snow likely again about another 1 to 3 inches on top of that. The east wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, 40 degrees, some morning snow showers, then mostly cloudy, northwest wind at about 5 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. Rain and still chances for you Thursday, highs in the low 40s, lower 30s Friday with a partly cloudy sky, and more snow on the way for you Saturday, highs in the upper 20s.
Are you looking to have some fun, including soaring on Skyrider, the ultimate indoor zip line? Well, come over to Urban Air, Bangor's #1 birthday party destination, located at the Airport Mall. Urban Air has gravity-defying attractions for all ages, including our Warrior Course, trampolines, enormous arcade section, and climbing walls. Call us today to schedule your birthday party. And don't forget, we have endless play memberships available as well. Urban Air, let them fly.
From the land to the sea, Chase's Family Restaurant is the place to be.
Are you looking for a place to unwind after a long day?
Then come check out our Hideaway Lounge.
With a bar that's both upbeat and laid back. And it's the perfect atmosphere for anyone who wants to unwind after work.
Or kick it up for the weekends with daily drink specials and a full dinner menu.
You can fill up on a good time any night of the week.
Thank you for being a part of our family.
Here at Chase's Family Restaurant.
Big trucks rule the road. They're dangerous, and they can cause big, bad injuries. But the big trucking companies don't stand a chance against me. These companies have big insurance policies, and if you're hurt by one of these big boys, I'll fight to make them pay up for you. I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. If you've been hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a big truck? Come out on top. Call the twos. Call 222-2222.
Welcome back, everyone. More than 1 million Americans died during the COVID-19 pandemic, which started more than 3 years ago. U.S. intelligence agencies are still searching for answers from the beginning. Chinese officials have, to some degree, from the beginning, prevented full investigations. But now a U.S. agency is reportedly changing its mind on how the virus originated. Fox's Lauren Blanchard has more.
The Energy Department has decided with low confidence that the coronavirus may have started from an accidental lab leak in China, according to a report by the Wall Street Journal.
The intelligence community and the rest of the government is still looking at this. There's not been a definitive conclusion.
China has come under more international scrutiny recently after the spy balloon over the U.S. and Beijing considering selling weapons to Russia.
I do hope that this is part of a strategy to hold China in check.
It's going to have a deleterious impact for sure on that U.S.-Chinese relationship, no doubt about it.
In the report, the Energy Department pointed toward undisclosed new intelligence for shifting their position. They, along with the FBI, point toward a lab leak. Other departments still believe the virus was transmitted naturally.
What you're going to find is that the entire intelligence community will reach that assessment because our intelligence very clearly supports that assessment.
Chinese officials say the U.S. is trying to play politics with the pandemic.
As we are getting briefed and updated, the president is, we'll certainly share that with Congress and the American people. But the president believes that it is important that we get to the bottom of this, but we need to be prepared for the potentially another pandemic.
Meanwhile, some Republicans in Congress want to investigate why many U.S. officials dismissed the lab leak theory early on.
We need to see what our government knew and why they were censoring people.
4 other U.S. agencies say COVID-19 was likely the result of natural transmission. 2 others are still undecided. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
Drone footage, newly released by the Ukrainian military, purports to show Russian tanks and other armored fighting vehicles being blown up by mines or stopped in their tracks by Ukrainian strikes as they try and approach the Donetsk city of Volodar. In one section of the video, a Russian tank makes its way along a road. There's an explosion, and then a soldier appears to emerge from the tank before jumping off and running away. Another sequence appears to show a number of vehicles stopped in their tracks at a crossroads on the blasted cratered terrain, following one explosion, which the Ukrainian military says is a vehicle being destroyed by Ukrainian artillery. An approaching tank turns around and drives away. Battlefields around Volodar, southwest of Bakhmut, and also in the Donetsk region, are bearing witness to the precious equipment and manpower that Russia is expending, with little territorial gain for now.
It shows that the war is very much underway, and if you look at the landslide there, it's just full of craters too, where other shells have hit. So.
Right, it's been rare that we've seen footage like that at all, so that's interesting. Still to come here in the second half of our show, a Bass Harbor artist is turning trash into treasures.
We'll get a glimpse of that and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
It's not the hats. It's not the spurs. It's not where you grew, what you chew, what you ride, what you drive. It's not how you look. It's how you live. Some say cowboys are a dying breed. We say we've never been more alive. Be badder, be bolder, be braver, be cowboy.
ABC 7, Fox 22, Jackson's Automotive, and Triple S Tax Shop want to send you to see the professional bull riders performing March 10th, 11th, and 12th at the Cross Insurance Center in Bangor. Register to win 2 tickets by stopping by Jackson's Automotive in Old Town, where we have the best technicians and always offer a fair price. Or Triple S Tax Shop in Carmel for quality clothing and equestrian gear. Professional bull riders, an exciting show for the entire family.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, today is Tuesday, February 28th, 2023. The arrival of spring is just 20 days away. Hang in there if you're looking forward to the warmer weather, like a lot of us are.
And happy last day of February.
That's right. We breezed right through that month.
March is always the long haul for the winter. I've always thought March is kind of more difficult than February.
It can be. Then we get into mud season and all that. But
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Then things will be warming up.
Right. And tomorrow they'll warm up too, so stay tuned for Devin Biggs. But first, on this day in history, in 1993, a gun battle erupted when federal agents attempted to storm the Branch Davidian compound in Waco, Texas, sparking a 51-day standoff. In 1991, the first Gulf War ended when Iraq surrendered and began to withdraw from Kuwait. In 1935, nylon was invented and is now used in everything from car parts to pantyhose. It's a really revolutionary fabric around that time that polyester was introduced to, but I definitely prefer nylon over polyester.
A lot of bank robbers use it to hide themselves too when they rob banks. So
good point.
Many uses
all
for
sorts
nylon.
Of uses. So. In 1983, the final episode of the popular television show MASH ended and was the most watched episode in history.
It was a great TV show. Well, today's birthdays include country singer Jason Aldean, who is 46, actor John Turturro is 66, racing great Mario Andretti is 83, and Pat Monahan from the group Train is 54. I didn't really know a lot of Train songs until they came to Bangor a few years back.
Hey, Soul Sister.
There you go. That's one of them. But you don't realize it until you actually hear them in a lineup. It's like, wow, they sung that too? But
that makes sense. Kind of like The Fray. One of those bands like that. There's
New Republic is one of those too,
which
has so many songs out there.
Right. I think they...
One Republic, New Republic. See, I don't even know the group. Thanks for the director's booth there.
That made sense to me.
New Republic,
it's probably
One Republic.
Some political organization you
probably
mixed up with. Okay, so as far as that warm up tomorrow, Devin Biggs has all the details on the snow and the 40-degree weather we'll see tomorrow. Here's Devin Biggs.
Bring it on.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. With a large supply of ammo and stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. All right, let's get into things this morning. The winter weather advisories have been expanded. They've even issued a few winter storm warnings onto the south and west as well. Those winter storm warnings will expire Wednesday morning at around 4 a.m. The winter weather advisory until about 9 a.m., at least here in parts of Washington County. And further down to the south as well, more advisories continue to get issued as well. We'll at least pull up one of them right now. It looks like we're also dealing with a small craft advisory closer toward the shoreline, and that will remain up until about 5 a.m. on Wednesday. And this right here is also a gale warning until about 9 p.m. as we head towards Tuesday. So later on tonight, in other words, though, so we do have some active weather that we do have our eye on. But for now, we're watching snow that's developing right now, tracking from the southwest, going to the north and east, moving in very slowly. So the western parts of the state will see this before noon today. Then Bangor by about the midday period, then everyone else afternoon will start seeing us moving in from the west going toward the east. Let's zoom things out and give you the bigger picture. Here's that system right here moving from the west going toward the east. We'll get some snowfall on the way before we're all finished up. So your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, increasing cloud snow showers getting going during the afternoon period. Temperatures in the 20s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All right, thank you very much, Devin. Well, a woman from Bass Harbor is literally turning trash into one-of-a-kind treasures. I can't read, so you read.
It's one of those days. Mariah Reading uses discarded items to create beautiful landscape paintings. As Jody Hersey tells us, this environmentalist believes she has found her calling.
I like to see this as like its second life or something, to repurpose, forgotten objects that are seen as kind of ugly, and definitely an eyesore and, contributing to pollution.
Mariah Reading is an eco-artist. She credits her artistic family with her love of painting. Her dad is an architect, her brother a muralist, and she herself is a landscape artist.
Me and my brother grew up going to Windover Art Camp in Newburgh, Maine, which, looking back now, really connected me with art and the outdoors.
What most people see as trash, Reading sees as an opportunity.
Paint one side of the object and leave the reverse unpainted, because I want the object to remain present, and I want people hopefully to recognize themselves within these trashed items.
Reading says there truly isn't anything that she can't use as a canvas.
Half cracked off buoys, all the way to, I'm painting on the inside of a car door right now, a bike seat, a saw blade back there. So I never really know what I'm going to come across, and I think that's part of the interest.
When she's not painting, Reading works as a seasonal environmental interpreter or park ranger, where she finds an unlimited amount of inspiration.
So I move from national park to national park each summer. I, for one, am nowhere near being zero waste, so I like to think of my paintings as little reminders, little, hopefully nudges to, make small changes in your life to be more sustainable.
In Bass Harbor, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Boy, she really does wonderful works.
Those are impressive.
Very talented.
I hope she can do a mural someplace down east soon, because those are impressive.
That's a good idea. I like what she's doing, too. She's using things that you would normally just throw away,
right,
and finding a new use for them. And I like doing that kind of thing myself.
She has a point. I mean, every little purchase of plastic really does add up. I've recently tried to not buy body wash and instead to buy bar soap, because, hey, you think about it, every little plastic thing you buy, that's just getting thrown out.
And I think we need more people thinking that way.
Right. I'm glad she's talking about it.
Yeah.
Still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz will have the latest with sports.
We'll also hear from the folks at Bangor Green Drinks. Don't go away.
Here at Black Fly Coffee Company, quality will never be compromised. No matter what type of coffee you choose, whether it's hot, iced, or frozen, you can feel confident that our products are the highest caliber. We're here to assist you with your morning cup of joe, along with your mid-afternoon pick-me-up. And while here, grab a pastry for a snack. We always have fresh pastries available from a local business right here in the area. We look forward to meeting you soon.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage. Doing business the right way every day.
On the next Last Man Standing.
This is a big day for me. This is when my nearly 30-year-old daughter and her husband move out of the house.
It's time to start a new chapter.
Living here with you guys has been the happiest time of my life, which is why I'm not sure I'm ever going to leave.
Mike! I created a wonderful home and family, and once again, being too good at something bites me in the ass.
Those 3 pregnancies hardly took any toll at all on your figure.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
You just wait around a minute, something awful's bound to happen. You saved me. That's what we're here for.
911 Lone Star, tonight on Fox.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. A busy week of high school hoops is behind us, but we are still going to start our coverage on the hardwood. On Wednesday, Maine women's basketball kicks off their postseason play. They're looking to get back to that conference championship game. The Black Bears head into the America East tournament as the number 3 seed in the conference, so they will host at least a quarterfinal matchup with Binghamton. That's Wednesday's game. Maine is coming into the playoffs riding 2 straight wins, actually ending the season with a victory over the Bearcats on Saturday. So they'll get them for the second time in 5 days this week, and they know they need to be better than they were on Saturday to pull this one out.
There were a lot of things that we need to improve on, mostly defensively, and I feel like these 2 days that we have, we'll really focus on those and come better prepared on Wednesday.
They have great guard play. Danae Bowman is one of the best players in the league, and then you have their freshman point guard who's playing really, really well, and they have great pieces. So they're a really good team. They play hard.
Now, the Black Bears were without defending Conference Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year Ann Simon for much of conference play, but she has been back for these final 2 games of the season. She's averaging 18.5 over those 2 games. And while her presence was still felt on the bench, everyone, including Ann, is just glad to have her back out on the floor.
It's amazing. I definitely miss it. I miss playing here in this gym and with the teammates. It's fun.
When she was injured, she was such a big part of this team. Like, she knows the offense inside and out. Just having her voice, like, it's different coming from a player than a coach because she knows, like, how it works for us on the court. And having her back is just not only, like, her having almost 20 points when she came back her first game, but having, like, however many steals she had just defensively is just amazing to have.
Prior to her coming back, I can't remember a time we got a steal for a layup. You know, it's just things like that you forget that she can do, and just so strong and quick.
All right, that should be a good one. The pit should be popping there on Wednesday. Let's stay with some basketball now. There were some real good regional tournaments this past week and some awesome championships this past weekend. So that leaves us with 20 teams left and 10 gold balls to be handed out. Let's check out those matchups. We're going to start with the boys. The AA matchup between Portland and South Portland will be down in Portland at 8:45 on Saturday. Brewer and Falmouth play it at 7:45 on Friday at the Augusta Civic Center for the Class A gold ball. In Class B, Orono and Oceanside battle for the title at 2:45. That's also in Portland on Saturday. Classes C and D are in Bangor. The Class C matchup with Dirigo and Calais is the late one at 8:45, and the Southern Aroostook Forest Hills rematch will be played in the afternoon slate at 2:45. For the girls now, the AA game between Oxford Hills and Gorham, that's at 7 on Saturday in Portland. Lawrence and Brunswick battle at 6 p.m. before the Brewer game at the Augusta Civic Center on Friday for Class A. Ellsworth takes on Spruce Mountain at 1 p.m. on Saturday in Portland at the Cross Arena down there. And then again, Class C and D are in Bangor. The Class C is the late one between Dexter and Old Orchard Beach. That's at 7 on Saturday at the Cross Center, with the Class D girls game between Southern Aroostook and Seacoast Christian being played at 1 p.m. at the Cross. So we will have those highlights for you guys when they happen, and plenty of state championship previews all week. Let's go to the baseball diamond now. The season is underway for Maine baseball as they look to repeat as regular season champs. They got off to a very hot start, just to be humbled a little bit in that second weekend. The Black Bears won their opening weekend series, taking the final 2 of 3 games at Pittsburgh, a team that head coach Nick Durba said was probably more talented on paper than his Black Bears. It was their first opening weekend win since 2008, their first series win in February since 17, so a big one for Maine. And then in week 2, it looked more of the same. They took a 9-0 lead in game 1 against Monmouth, just to lose 15-14 and drop their next 2. But Durba says dealing with this adversity this early in the year only helps his squad regroup.
Right, it's the time for us to gain our identity. You know, we don't get the chance to do that much in the fall, right? Because you're not really playing outside competition. You don't really have too many ups and downs. You know, and to start out on such a high note, right? And then to immediately drop, you know, to probably a very low point already within the first 2 weeks of the season. This gives us a chance to really refocus and realign our identity and just say, hey, look, like, we haven't changed. We got to keep going forward. And let's deal with these things now.
All right, a couple more non-conference weekends on the road, and then they'll be back up here at Mahaney Diamond in no time. That's when all the snow will be melted and the sun will be out, and we'll all be happy. That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Does your vehicle need a little more work? Have an odd sound coming from somewhere? Bring it over to Jackson's Automotive in Old Town. We have the best technicians and offer a fair price. We also accept all aftermarket protection plans. Now, if you're unable to drive your vehicle to us, we can help you get it here. Also, if you'd like to protect your vehicle for years to come, we offer Wool Wax undercarriage protection. We're located at 546 Main Street in Old Town. Give us a call at 827-2676.
Who can you call when you need immediate help, any time of day or night? Always giving you and your family peace of mind.
AAA's legendary roadside assistance is a network with over 50,000 vehicles that respond to more than 32 million assistance calls every year.
If something happens and we're broken down, my family's not going to be stranded.
There are so many benefits to membership, and AAA is there if you're locked out of your car, need a tow, run out of gas, have a flat tire, or a dead battery.
You know, if you have one flat tire or one battery service, that membership fee pays for itself.
Wherever you go, wherever you are, you can trust AAA to be there when you need them.
Join today, and a full year of AAA membership is just $53. We'll waive the membership admission fee, and as a special bonus, you'll receive a 1-year membership for an eligible family member. Don't wait another second. Call to join AAA right now.
Mom and Dad, you must be so proud.
We're proud of all of our children.
She has to say that.
Oh, you can't run away from me forever.
Just a heads up, this is my good side.
Yeah.
Bazinga, bazinga, bazinga.
Ah! Are you trying to kill me?
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. We're here with Mark McLaughlin. He's the chair of Bangor Green Drinks. Mark, thanks for joining us this morning.
Pleasure.
So you're here to talk about the event that's going on tonight. You guys are kind of back in full force after a hiatus from the pandemic. Can you talk about tonight's event a little bit?
Sure. So Bangor Green Drinks is a small environmental nonprofit here in the Bangor area. And we have these events, well, we did pre-pandemic once a month on the second Tuesday, sometimes on the fourth Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And we have these gatherings where we get together and we show off the green or community-oriented things that different organizations or businesses are doing in town. and people can come. It's a free event. They can have some snacks. They can have some drinks. We do ask for a small $5 donation.
Nice.
And it gives people a chance to check out what these businesses or organizations are doing. And then the donations that we get, it becomes part of our Green Grant program, which are small grants that we give out for community or environmentally minded projects here in the Bangor area. And we had to take a hiatus for 2 or 3 years because of the pandemic. We were back for a little bit last year. We're doing outdoor events. But tonight is our inaugural event. We're kind of kicking back off our regular season, if you will. And we're going to be at Habitat for Humanity.
Cool.
At their restore, and just kind of demonstrating and showing off the different work that they do, the really good stuff.
So that sounds like a great symbiotic partnership. You guys are benefiting Restore in Bangor, and you guys are also kind of doing similar things that Habitat for Humanity does, trying to fund environmentally positive projects around the state.
That's right, yeah. And we actually have funded through our Green Grant program over the last 12 or 13 years we've been around, about $65,000 worth of different programs in the area.
Wow.
And it's great to work with Habitat for Humanity. They do some great work as far as housing goes. The Restore itself is great.
Yeah.
And they're also launching, as part of this program, their new fundraiser, Habitat, so TAP for Humanity. And it's a passport program where you can purchase this passport, and then you can go around to participating breweries and pubs and get a drink.
Get a beer.
Till about May 31st. So I think it'd be a really good deal for the people who participate.
So as far as the event tonight goes, there's going to be beer, there's going to be snacks, am I correct?
Yeah, there'll be beer, wine, non-alcoholic options, because we try
Nice.
to be very inclusive with that as well. There'll be some snacks from Downtown Charcuterie and elsewhere. Downtown Charcuterie just opened their new brick and mortar location, so that's really cool. We're going to have the home brewers of Greater Bangor who are going to come, and they're going to have sort of like a brewing competition.
Wow.
So people who come to the event will get to sample the different wares and then vote on what their favorite beer is, and then the winner, the home brewer, gets a gift certificate and bragging rights.
Yeah.
I've always liked green drinks, Bangor green drinks, because you do some neat projects too. I know you've done things like bike racks to encourage people to ride a bike instead of their car. And one of the things about it is you can go and enjoy some beer and things like that. And what a great way to do it. Anybody can get involved.
Yeah, and like I said, we try to make it so that if you like beer, great. If you don't, come and have some lemonade that one of our board members make. And we like to say that we're for everyone from 2 to 92, and we're family friendly. Bring your kids, bring everybody. We're 5 to 8 p.m. tonight at Restore.
5 to 8.
And
Seems like a great way to meet people.
Yeah, and we've actually had a lot of people say, new to the hospital, new to the university, just new in town in general. They hear about us through wherever, and they come and check us out. And they often find new friends.
Yeah. I know there's kind of there's less opportunities for that for people who are, out of school.
Right.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
What other places have you done events like this? I feel like I've seen them around, but I haven't really tuned in until recently.
Right. We've done them in all kinds of places. We work with different businesses, different nonprofits. So we've had events at Bangor Savings when we did our trail map launch back in the day. We've had events at the University of Maine, different, Heal, just you name it. We've been there over the years.
I know I kind of put you on the spot too, and it's been a minute since the pandemic.
Yeah,
cool.
we've done a lot of events in the past over the last 13 years or so.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. 5 to 8 tonight at the Bangor Restore.
Yep.
Sounds like a plan.
Find us on our social media, especially Facebook, or go to BangorGreenDrinks.org if you want to find out about the events or apply for a Green Grant.
Cool. Thanks for coming on the show, Mark.
Happy to do it.
Cool. We'll send it over to Devin Biggs for our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. With a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. Here we are this morning. We have advisories in effect. Let's break all this down. We have winter weather advisories posted until about 9 a.m. on your Wednesday, at least here in Washington County. Further off towards the south and west, a winter storm warning posted until 4 a.m. on Wednesday for the snow that's going to be moving in. Some significant accumulations taking place there. And we're going to be watching for these alerts along the coastline as well, courtesy of this system, mainly courtesy of the wind as well. So closer toward the shoreline here. We do have a small crowd advisory that's posted until about 5 a.m. on Wednesday. Then this other shade right here in my hands that is a gale warning posted until about 9 p.m. as we head towards the Tuesday, so we do have our eye on that as well. So let's take a look at the wave heights right now, right around 3 to 4 feet according to some of the buoys. So we'll see this increasing, especially with our next system that's starting to move in now. And with that in mind, though, we're seeing it still moving in from the west, going toward the east. Doesn't look like much, at least at this point, but we'll see accumulating snow starting in the western parts of the state pretty much now. It'll drag off towards the north and east throughout the daytime period. Bangor, by about midday, you'll start to see some of this, then off towards the north and east afternoon as we do proceed forward. Here's the system right here, tracking from the southwest going toward the north and east. We'll get this through later on tonight, and then by tomorrow we'll have a little bit more snow, mainly during the morning period, but we'll melt some snow as well as temperatures make it into the lower 40s. So futurecast for today, by about midday or so, we'll start seeing this moving in toward the Bangor area and beyond. Further off towards the east, we'll see the snow moving through. Everyone in the state will see some kind of snow before we're all finished up. By Wednesday morning, a few leftover snow showers. We'll get that out of here, and the clouds will break up for a while to reveal some sunshine. And then by Wednesday evening, more clouds begin to move in as we have another system that will begin to move in. This one could be a rain-snow mixture, though, with a warmer temperature profile to keep an eye on. So with this system that we have our eye on, no, we're going to be watching in general, but for about 4 to 6 inches in a few spots before we're all finished up, with lesser amounts further off towards the north and east, maybe around 2 to 4 inches, at least in the eastern parts of the state, but 4 to 5, maybe up to 6 inches further off towards the south and west before we're all finished up there. And then there's another system we have our eye on as well, and we have to watch that system, though, as we head towards your Thursday morning with rain and snow possible there. And then another system on the way as we do head toward the weekend. This one looks a little bit more impressive now with this run, so we'll need to keep an eye on this, especially as we head towards your Saturday. Forecast for today, 29 degrees, snow likely 1 to 3 inches, east wind at about 25 miles per hour. By tonight, 23 degrees, snow likely again about another 1 to 3 inches on top of that. The east wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, 40 degrees, some morning snow showers, then mostly cloudy. Northwest wind at about 5 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. Rain and snow chances for your Thursday, highs in the low 40s, lower 30s Friday with a partly cloudy sky, and more snow on the way for your Saturday, highs in the upper 20s.
If you're eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, a Medicare Advantage plan from Anthem Maine Health can come with all the benefits you want and zero compromises. Just go to anthemmainehealth.com/answers or call 855-753-3928 for a one-on-one Medicare plan review. Ask about our $0 monthly premium plans that include dental, vision, and hearing coverage, along with transportation, a free gym membership, and $0 copay for prescriptions, all for zero extra cost. Plus, you could be eligible for extra benefits to help you save even more. We have plans with up to $2,500 a year to help you pay for over-the-counter health items, groceries, and living expenses like cell phone, electric, or water bills, all on a single prepaid MasterCard you can use at thousands of locations nationwide. Call Anthem Maine Health at 855-753-3928 or visit anthemmainehealth.com/answers and get a Medicare Advantage plan with zero compromises for you and your wallet.
No matter what type of dog you have or cat you have, Frontline Plus lets you take them everywhere, no matter how you define it. Frontline, the #1 name in flea and tick protection.
People today, they could spend half their lives over 50, but it's gonna take some planning.
What can you do for me?
Make sure your money lives as long as you do. The younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join today.
One good guess.
Cursed romance. Star-crossed lovers.
You better work! Deserves another.
Egyptian writing.
Hieroglyphics.
Wow! I felt like the person shouting wrong answers in the study group.
And another.
Opposite water? Sand.
25 words or less.
You did it again. You're going home with another $10,000.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Well, PETA says they've rescued more than 100 cats, dogs, and other pets from the devastating earthquake in Turkey. The nonprofit releasing footage of their crews finding the critters among the rubble and bringing them to safety. Many have been trapped in buildings or simply left behind during the tragedy. On February 6th, the magnitude 7.8 earthquake killed over 47,000 people in Turkey and Syria. The road to rebuilding will be long. Turkish authorities say over 170,000 buildings were severely damaged or collapsed. So there is a bit of good news despite that news.
At least the doggies are getting some help.
Right.
And other animals.
Right.
Well, finally, giving a child freedom over what they eat could teach them healthy eating habits. According to a report by the Wall Street Journal, letting a child choose what they want to eat could help them learn to self-regulate. It could also help prevent